Okay, here's a question for you. You've probably noticed this a million times, but maybe never really thought about it. You get out of the shower and your hair looks way, way darker, right? But water is clear. So what's going on? It's a weird little paradox we see every day, and today we're going to get to the bottom of it.
This is the big question. It just doesn't seem to make sense. You're not adding any color, you're just adding water. So how does a clear liquid make something look darker? It's a great little mystery.
It totally feels strange, completely counterintuitive. But the answer, believe it or not, is all about physics, a really cool bit of physics happening right on your head. So let's dive in and investigate this thing together.
Okay, so for our first clue, we need to set the scene. Before we can understand why wet hair looks different, we have to know what's going on with your hair when it's just, well, dry. So, you might think your hair is made of perfectly smooth strands. But if you were to zoom in, like way in, you'd see the surface of each hair is actually pretty rough. It's covered in tiny little scales and gaps filled with air. And because of that rough, uneven texture, when light hits it, it just scatters everywhere. It bounces off in all directions, and all that scattered light makes it look lighter to our eyes. All right, so we've got our baseline. Dry hair is rough and scatters light. Now let's introduce the catalyst, the thing that changes everything in our little mystery. Enter water. And this is where the magic happens. The second that water hits your hair, it rushes in and fills up all those tiny air gaps. This instantly creates a much, much smoother surface. And that smooth surface completely changes the hair's relationship with light. Instead of scattering like crazy, light now starts to do something completely different.
So here's the big reveal. That simple physical change from rough and full of air to smooth and filled with water creates this powerful optical illusion. It's basically a trick of the light. Now let's break down exactly how this heist works.
Okay, so here's the play-by-play. 1. Water fills the gaps. 2. This makes the surface of your hair smooth. Now, because it's smooth, more light can actually travel into the hair shaft instead of just bouncing off. And once the light is trapped inside, it gets absorbed by your hair's natural pigment. The result? Way less light reflects back out to your eye. And when our brain sees less light, it just registers it as a darker color. Simple as that. So that's the real key here. The water isn't adding color. It's not a dye, obviously. It's just changing the physics. It's changing how light travels through your hair, basically trapping more of it inside, which is something dry hair just can't do. Now, if you're still kind of wrapping your head around this whole light absorption thing, don't worry. I have one final piece of proof, a really simple, everyday analogy that's going to make this all click into place. Just think about a kitchen sponge, right? When it's dry, it's got that kind of light, pale look to it, but the second you put it under the faucet, its color gets all deep and rich and dark. It's the exact same principle at work. The water fills up all the little holes in the sponge, it reduces the light scattering, and it boosts the light absorption. Your hair is really just a much more glamorous version of that sponge. So there you have it. The case of the wet hair paradox is officially closed. But it kind of leaves you with a really fascinating thought, doesn't it? This is just one example of how the physics of light is constantly playing tricks on our eyes, shaping how we see the world. It really makes you wonder, what other everyday illusions are just hiding out there in plain sight?